I'm ready when you are.
Okay.
Oh!
I'm Dawn. My project is on revitalization in West Warwick, particularly the Arctic section. I'm trying to narrow it down a little bit. This is River Point, very close to Thundermist Health Center. You can click. So the actual definition of revitalize is to make something or someone healthy, active, or energetic. Again, the town of West Warwick at one time was healthy, energetic, and active at one time, and now it's kind of a dump. So that's what I want to do. I want to revitalize it and make it an energetic town again. Next. I'm going to play a little video. I hope it works. Please tell me it's going to work. Oh, crap.
No, you didn't upload it.
I did upload it. It worked on mine. Okay, never mind. It was really funny. It was actually really, really funny. It's everybody here familiar with South Park?
Yes. Doing your South Park.
They are now doing an entire season about gentrification, and they revitalized the poor area of South Park and turned it into SoDa, which is the arts and entertainment district. And they completely gentrified it, and nobody could afford to live there. And by the end of the season, people were moving out because Whole Foods was too expensive and they couldn't afford to live there. So I put this little, they put like a little faux ad for SoDa, and I put it in there, and it was really funny.
Is that South Park?
Yes.
I'm gonna Google that.
That's historic Kenny's house. We have views overlooking historic Kenny's house. So my goal is to not turn Arctic into SoDa. I don't want that at all, and I actually struggled this semester with my project because of South Park. Because I sat there and I had to really think about, like, you know, what my vision was. Because as I thought about it, I was like, oh, you know, West Warwick could be like Wickford, and then I was like, no, I don't want West Warwick to be like Wickford. I don't want it to be like East Greenwich. I want it to still be a place that the working class people can afford to live, which is what the town was built on. So unfortunately you won't see the video, but next. So I've been a part of, my pictures aren't showing up either, I'm so upset. I've been a part of the West Warwick Neighborhood Watch. I'm the revitalization coordinator with them. And with them, we're starting to put together an actual neighborhood watch. There's a lot to it, a lot more than, hey, everybody look out their window tonight. There's, you know, districting, there's sectionings, there's a whole lot of stuff that we really weren't even, when we came up with this idea, like, oh, let's do a neighborhood watch, it was like, let's go look out the window. So now we're kind of fumbling our way through it, and we're in the middle of the whole process, but while we're doing this, we do have meetings with the community, and we are getting some good feedback from the community, but we're also doing other things, such as we did a cleanup of a neighborhood playground. We did a cemetery cleanup. One of the guys the actual coordinator of the neighborhood watch, he owns a bucket truck. So he has been doing cleanups of historic cemeteries. So we've been helping out with that. We teamed up with Toys for Tots. We put collection bins in various West Warwick businesses to collect for Toys for Tots with the Marines and all that. Be the Change, I think I spoke about them at one point. We work with Be the Change, but Be the Change lets us use their building for a neighborhood watch. Be the Change is a great organization that we're kind of partnered up with that helps feed the homeless population. They do a big meal for them every Sunday. It's a fantastic way to give back to the community. They're really grateful for the meals that we provide for them, and it's like a family dinner on a Sunday. It's a really fun time. We've also done a diaper drive and a canned food drive. Just to kind of keep the morale up in the city, in the town. Next, please. This was the Christmas tree lighting. West Warwick Neighborhood Watch was a part of the Christmas tree lighting this year. We had a whole little area set up, and we were really just kind of networking and talking to people and trying to get the word out there that what we're trying to do. And this was us at the tree lighting ceremony. That's my grandson, the movie star over here. That is me in front of the crazy Christmas wagon. You might see him.
Awesome, the guy from Cranston.
He's actually from West Warwick.
Oh,
We actually call him the mayor. His name is Jay Messier, and we call him the mayor because he pretty much knows everything that goes on in the town, and he runs one of our West Warwick message boards. But he actually drives around in that thing and collects toys for needy families.
Wow.
So we've kind of been working with him as well. And that's my grandson he had his face painted at the tree lighting. This first picture here is one of the storefronts that you're going to hear about. If you hit the next button. This is the big project that we're trying to work on right now. Is for the Christmas tree lighting right in the middle of town. There are empty storefronts. There's about 3 of these, and they're just sitting there empty. It's an abandoned building that's for sale. The revitalization team in the town government, that they're kind of protective of what they're doing, so I'm working on that as well. They got a group together and decorated the storefronts. They got permission from the owner to decorate these storefronts for the Christmas tree lighting, and they came out absolutely beautiful.
That's awesome.
So as we were standing in front of them at the tree lighting, we were saying to ourselves, like, why are we not doing this throughout the year? You know, this is like the center of town, and these buildings sit here empty, and it's just an eyesore. So we have reached out to the owner of the building, who has gotten back to us with a wishy-washy answer that we want to get in there and change that storefront until he sells the building. You know, maybe every season, if there's a holiday coming up, we're going to go in there and just, 4th of July, let's throw some flags up there, like, barbecue-looking stuff. Just something so that when people drive downtown, they're just like, oh, another abandoned building. Oh, another empty building. It looks ugly. It's an eyesore. So that he kind of got back to us, and he said, he's like, well, we have no problem with it, but I need to talk to my lawyer. So we're still kind of waiting on him, and being that it's a Christmas season, we're being a little, and we don't want his money, actually. We're willing to do it all on our own.
They probably want your money.
Yeah, they probably do. Next. This semester, I took globalization and communities. We discussed the how and why of people solving problems around the globe. I really struggled early on in this term trying to figure out how my project fit into globalization, because I'm like, well, I'm trying to bring a small town atmosphere, and I'm not trying to globalize it. But then I kind of realized, like, all right, so I got to bring this back a little bit and think about West Warwick is the way it is because of globalization. West Warwick was formed because of globalization. West Warwick was formed because, one part of the town was industrializing while the other part of the town was still farming. So globalization is kind of the reason that West Warwick was formed. And then when the Industrial Revolution happened, the mills were going up, and then when the mills started closing down, West Warwick, fell. So there's a really big tie-in, it's just not the one I was looking for. And in that class, I really had to kind of take a look at myself. I found that some of the videos we had to watch in that class were so difficult for me to watch. There was one about Plumpy Nut, which is a way to feed children in other countries that are starving to death, and it was so sad to watch these children that were literally starving to death. Like, as I sat there, like, eating a half a donut and throwing it away, I'm like watching children starve to death. So it was very difficult for me to watch at times. Next, please. This is just some cool stuff that I found on West Warwick when it was at its peak. These were actually people who worked in the mills. As you can see, there's a lot of women there. And I'm assuming that it was during a wartime, so maybe there were some men that weren't able to work, and I know a lot of families actually worked in the mills together. So next, and this I liked this one because it was pretty much all the ladies. They were the clothing inspector in what was called the Valley Queen Mill. And they actually trademarked, I think I told you guys before, the Fruit of the Loom symbol trademark. It was created there, and these were some of the women who were actually creating the first Fruit of the Loom garments. Next. So another project that we're looking on is there is a gentleman, his name is Angelo Padula. He is a representative in the Arctic area of West Warwick, and he's part of the revitalization group in the government. And he was telling me about this great project that they're working on, where they want to take some of the abandoned buildings in the town and knock them down. Just knock them down. They're willing to pay the owners 125% of their value just to take ownership of the building and knock them down and put them to public use. So he was asking us and some of the other neighborhood groups what areas we thought would be the best areas for this. These are two of them. This one right here it was an old jewelry shop. Obviously nothing is going on in there, and it is 2 buildings away from 3 very successful businesses in the town. So as people are coming in from out of town, they're driving down the road trying to find boneheads or trying